Hey guys, welcome to Thrive Bites, the official podcast of Dr. Colin Zhu, aka the Chef Doc. On every episode, I talk with health and wellness experts from all over the world, such as doctors, chefs, dietitians, coaches, and many more. And I sit down with them and have casual conversations about plant-based lifestyle, how to elevate our emotional resilience, and what it really means to thrive. And I bring all of this to you. So let's get to this week's episode.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Colin Zhu, aka the Chef Doc, and you're watching Season 2's notes here on Thrive Bites. Thank you so much for following with me and supporting me on this journey for Season 2 and concluding it to where it's at now. I'm very, very happy to be able to share some highlights with you for this past season. I'm very excited and inspired and enthralled from this season's guests that was part of the regular season. It had took some time because of the pandemic, but we were able to explore topics like spirituality, positive psychology, how does food interplay with Ayurvedic medicine, and raising kids in the next generation. We were able to interview guests from all over the world, such as Jordan, Sierra Leone, and many different parts of the United States. But the pandemic hit, and like all you guys, it definitely took a toll on our way of life, on our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. Me as well, me too. When the pandemic first hit, I had a wave of anxiety and anxiousness and uncertainty and not knowing where things will go. It affected parts of my job. It affected my family, travel arrangements, daily living. But I always look for the silver lining in everything that I do on a day-to-day basis. And what I found was I was able to take that time and really self-reflect, really nourish my own soul and be able to jot down what I can improve on, what are the next steps, and where do we go from here? And so from that, I was actually inspired to create a spin-off for Season 2 for COVID. And it was called Staying Well Amongst COVID-19. And I was able to invite a lot of old and new guests to be able to come onto the show. And it was actually really, really invigorating because one of the new things that we did was create a live show series where I was able to go on air and invite guests on and able to create my own radio show, so to speak, where you could actually call in. And it was actually a hit, and it did very well. And the topics that I really wanted to address was how do we stay well physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so I made it a point to be able to invite guests that were talking about it. How does meditation influence us? How does yoga influence us? How does fitness influence us? What do we need to eat? How do we improve our gut health and increase our immunity? Just overall staying well. And my goal is to be able to shift the focus from how do I not die, which is important from this pandemic, to how do I optimize my health, which all along has been part of my message here in Thrive Bites and part of my Chef Doc brand. And I wanted to push that message forward. And I definitely wanted to thank you all for being able to take the time to listen to that spinoff. I'm happy to say that concluding Season 2, we've hit a lot of great peaks and achieved a lot. As of this date of this recording, we've just crossed the threshold of 10,000 downloads for the entire series of the podcast. We've reached over 82 countries globally, from places like Israel to Panama to the People's Republic of China to Hawaii to Nigeria, to Kuwait, to Iran and Iraq, to South Africa, to India, to Thailand. So many people are listening, and it invigorates me and it inspires me to keep going. So 10,000 downloads, 82 countries. I'm so excited and I'm just speechless. As you can see, I'm trying to reflect on what has happened. And in addition to that, the podcast has been able to reach and peaked at number 184 on Chartable's top USA health and fitness podcasts. And that's an amazing achievement for a podcast that just came out a year ago with just over 55 episodes. So I really enjoy this, and I'm really enthralled and inspired to keep going. And it's a process, and it's a lot of work. It's basically a full-time job. I am excited to say that for season 3, we have a lot of great guests, and the lineup is amazing. And I'm excited to share this with you. Some changes for season 3 is, instead of a weekly release, we're going to go bi-weekly. So that means every 2 weeks of a release. And what this does is that it gives more time to be able to reflect and really take in, internalize, and nourish from that previous podcast episode. And also, instead of being released on Wednesdays, it's going to be released on Mondays. In addition, I'm going to be introducing a new exclusive Patreon program. And this is a exclusive membership part of, in addition to the podcast, where you're going to gain benefits as a patron. And this is your ability to be able to help me support the podcast and its production. I'm a one-man show. I do everything from reaching out guests to scheduling them, to interviewing them, recording, processing, editing, making the cover art, and promoting it and sharing it. And it's a one-man team. And I've learned a lot over time, but it's not easy. It's challenging. It takes a lot of resources. So the introduction of the Patreon program as a exclusive membership to the podcast is really meant to not only help me support the podcast, but also for you to gain even more benefits from this podcast. And it gives you the ability to be able to donate to a charity that I really believe in. And that's going to change, and I'm going to have more details. As part of the exclusive membership benefits, you have bonus episodes, exclusive extended interviews, video podcasts, merchandise, and also healthy lifestyle resources written by yours truly. So I'm really excited. And again, I really thank you for coming with me on this journey and helping me support not just this podcast, but also you as the audience. And in conclusion, I do want to hear your feedback. I always want to hear your feedback about how we're doing, how can we improve, what do you want to see, what kind of topics do you want to see in the future, and let's take this to the top and let's continue to push forward and continue to impact and inspire and create a ripple effect, on the world. And this is one way for me to give back and be able to help others. So your call to action for this is stay tuned for season 3. I have a special that's coming up with the first episode that's going to be released soon. Take a look at the feedback form that I'm going to attach as part of this episode and also on my podcast website to be able for you to, put some feedback in. Stay tuned for the exclusive membership. I'm very excited about that. And, I have a lot of stuff in mind and continuously to come to me to kind of give back and, in order to be able to support this podcast and be able to support your growth. So, and just stay tuned and be inspired. And, thank you for coming with me on this journey. And I'm excited for you for this year. So please definitely, keep your chin up. I know the pandemic has, definitely put a halt to many things, but it's not going to put a halt in terms of our growth and where we're going to go. And the only two directions we have is up and forward. So thank you so much. I love you guys, and thank you. And I'm excited about season 3, and I can't wait for you guys to come with me on this. And I will see you on the next one.